been a bit quiet lately, but life's been busy. So I hope you're all doing well and thanks for joining me. Tonight we're going to do a 3D pop-up cube card, and it also folds flat so it can be posted. So there's the flat version and there is the 3D version. So let's get started, then I'll show you how to make it. Now I'm going to do some of the decorating today because I want to show you a few little tricks and pieces. So bear with me and hopefully it won't take us too long at all. Alright, for this one guys, you're going to need a 11.5 by 5.5 piece of paper, an 11.5 by 2 3/4, and another 11.5 and 2 3/4. Keep the extra 1/2 inch if you're using a full scrapbook page, because we're going to use some of that later. If you're not using a full scrapbook page and you're using bits and pieces, you will still need an extra couple of little bits as well. You need some plain paper that measures 2.5 by 2.5. You need 6 of them. You need 6 pattern pieces, that's 2.5 by 2.5. And you need another 6 pattern pieces that are 2 1/4 and 2 1/4. Now I have already stuck on the pattern pieces to the plain piece. So your 2 1/4 inch pattern paper goes on to the 6 2.5 by 2.5. So I've already done that for you. Okay, we're gonna put them aside and deal with them later. Okay, so now that you have your pieces of paper, we're going to do some scoring. I've already scored 2 of my bits, but they are all the same measurement. So on all 3 pieces of card, you need to score, sorry, just lost my score line, there it is. You need to score at 2 3/4. Now I've already measured my card, okay, so I'm just scoring. So you need to measure 2 3/4, 5.5, 8 1/4, and 11. Now, like I said, you'll want to do that on all 3 pieces of paper, okay? On the smallest tab, okay, so on the little 1/2 inch tab, you want to just cut the corners on a diagonal to make a nice little tab. Nope, like that. So that goes again on all 3 pieces. Okay, we need to fold them all in the same way, so they all go a mountain fold. Now, you can attach it all first. However, I found to get a pencil, measure everything out first, and then go back and do it, because that way we can stick some of the pattern pieces on before we make our cube. Okay, so if we pretend that we've made the tab onto the inside of that paper, okay, and then we're just going to fold it flat. And this is going to be the front. So actually we might just do that tab first, because I need to do that one anyway. So we're going to glue that tab on. So you want to put the tape onto the tab. Okay. Now this will make a box, but instead of trying to stick it like this, stick it flat, okay? Are you going to get your edges perfect? Okay. Making sure that the tab is on the back So the tab's just in here. I'm going to fold that flat now. And with my pencil down the bottom of both sides, using the crease as the middle, I'm just going to write glue down the bottom because I know I need to glue those bits together. Okay. With your tab up the top, so obviously when it folds, it's going to fold like that. Now, if your tab's up the top, it's going to be hidden in the box, okay? So, tab up the top, 1, 2, 3. On the back of that bit, write glue. So those 2 bits are going to glue there. And on the same as the other one. So tab up the top, and the third one down, we're going to glue that bit. Okay, now before we glue these boxes, we're going to put some patterns on, and we're going to make a little insert that's going to help us with our saying later. So see how the saying in the middle of this one, oh, let me just get that out, kind of just sits on its own. So we're going to show you how to do the tab for that one. So there you go, that sees it better. Okay, with your 2 little bits of paper, you're going to fold them in half. Okay. Now you're going to stick them on the third from the top. So remember the tab's at the top. So the third box down, you're going to stick them so the closed edge is towards the middle. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So we're going to stick it to the middle and to the edge, like that. And you're going to do that on both bits so they're even and meet in the middle. So line up your score lines. Line up your... So it sits like that, okay? All right. With the sticky up bits, so they kind of look like bookends at the moment, we're going to put the bookends together. And with our 2.5 inch pattern paper, we're going to stick our pattern paper on the 2 middle boxes, making sure that we keep our L tabs sticking up. So these bits here need to stick up. So we're just going to put that pattern there. I've already put tape on the back of mine, so I've just got to take the backing off that tape. Yep. You just want to put that centrally into each panel. And like I said, we're going to do these 2 as well. Oh, that was silly. Forgot how prepared I was. I will use those in a minute anyway though, so it's not. Okay, so we've got our 4 inside panels done, and now with our big box, so remember that our glue bit's the front. So in the back 2 top bits, we're going to stick our other 2.5 bits, so that when the top is open, it's these bits here, so you don't just see the base colour. So when you look in, it's those bits there that we're doing now. So we just want to, now this bit, as you can see, is a little bit more difficult, especially to see if it's straight. Of course it's not at the moment. And you want to cover up the tab as well if you can. So my final patterned piece is going to go on the tab side. Okay, again, I'm just going to reach in, try and get it as even as I can, and stick that like that. So bringing it back so that we've got our glue bits on the front. You want to put a little bit of double-sided tape now on the top of the tabby bits. So fold it back in towards the pattern paper and just put the tape on there. Don't take the tape off just yet. All right, so, yeah. Now we're going to put our tabs on. Sorry, itchy nose. And again, don't try and put that in the air. It's easier if we fold it flat with our tabs sticking out, and that way we can get our box and our fold nice and even. And again with the other box. There we go. Okay, so remember that our two tabs need to go in the middle. So when we glue them on, they need to go in the middle. So find our box where it says glue, because we've already marked that. And now we're going to put some adhesive on that panel. Okay, now with this one, just remember that our little tab sticking out has to face the middle. Okay, so I've got my middle bit, okay? Now, we're going to keep it flat. We're going to make sure that this edge doesn't go over the center crease and that this score line is at the bottom of the other piece of card. So once you've lined that up, very important that it doesn't go over the middle crease because otherwise it's not going to fold out. Okay, we're going to do the same with the other one. So we're going to find our panel that we wrote glue on. You can use glue here if you don't want to use tape. I've simply just had my tape out, so it was just as easy for me to tape it. I've probably over-taped it, but because it's going to be folded up and down and up and down, I like a little bit of extra tape on there as well. All right, again, making sure that our tab is in the middle, okay? So, folding it flat. Again, we're just going to line everything up. There we go. Okay, so now we have 6 panels. With our little tabs, we're now going to take off the tape. Now I've pulled these tabs on top, but we will tuck them in a minute. It's just easier to do it this way to attach it. You're going to get your sentiment, which I forgot to tell you that you needed, but that's okay. And we're just going to put that in the middle, so both of those tabs, and we're going to just tuck that back in. So you're going to tuck it in that way. That way, when it comes out, it sticks out on its own. Okay? So we're going to fold it back so we have our 6 squares on the front. Now these 6 squares are what we put our other pattern paper on. So I'm just going to really quickly put that on for you. 2 to go. And apart from your embellishments that you can add on, this is the last part of our card. So you're almost all done, guys. Well done. Okay, we now have our 6 panels, and we're just going to push it up. So these ones will sit up, and this one sits, give that a bit of a push, and there you have our cube pop-up card. So you can add other embellishments in, and the pattern paper that we've added before just stops that extra little bit. And our beautiful little sentiment in the middle that's popped out all by itself. Thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you give it a go. Have fun and enjoy. Bye.